Aloha. There is so much content on YouTube, and sometimes I think YouTube keeps us in our little factions and keeps us in our little corners, and also there's just so much content that one single person can't possibly see all videos, even by all the people that they follow. Of course they can't. You have to pick and choose, or you just miss them. Anywho, tonight I was watching a video by Sleuth Intuition, and for some reason, because it came up in my feed, for some reason I thought, this is new. This is a new video. How exciting. And of course I've left a lot of comments, and leaving a lot of comments is why I started my own YouTube channel, in the sense of recording and uploading videos so that I could have my own longer say, rather than flooding a creator's comment section or chat section with all my rambly thoughts. I thought it was the polite, correct thing to do. Anywho, as I was saying, Sleuth Intuition had a video uploaded, POI, not named, poke holes in my theory, and this was about a month ago, but it came up on my feed. I hadn't yet watched it, even though I've been a subscriber for a while. I do watch Sleuth Intuition, and I just want to ask, because it's interesting, his theory in relation to the second, known as second sketch, which apparently was the first sketch provided. Well, who is this witness to this person if they have come in on a quad bike and not walked the trails? I personally believe perpetrator or perpetrators did not walk 501 or 505 trails. Where did this sketch come from, right? So is this playing into the belief that many people have, that law enforcement have had their finger on someone for a long time and just need an alibi broken? Because that's the only way, right, that they could provide an image that might look like Sleuth Intuitions, POI, is that they've drawn it themselves because it looks like him. It's not from a witness, because there were no witnesses, not before and during, only accomplices after the fact, possibly, probably one, right? So I just wonder about this aspect of the theory. It doesn't seem to fit unless there's an explanation. Perhaps the explanation is that law enforcement think this person done it, but they just need an alibi broken, right? So that's the only reason. So I don't think, if Sleuth Intuition is correct, and I think I know his POI, I think I know who he means, this hasn't come from an actual witness. This is them creating a drawing of an actual person, right? It's this is so bizarre. Delphi is so bizarre, to the point of it's nearly like it's going to implode. It's going to crumble in on itself. But yeah, I just wonder about that. I've had a few other questions, of course, about it. What sleuth intuition states or infers happened, there's a quad bike, there's a natural bridge of Deer Creek, crossing to the death site, maybe leaving a quad bike, coming back up. I mean, explain bridge troll coming up from, let's call it the start of the bridge. I don't know, so possibly coming across the natural bridge, walking through woods, crossing over the bridge to chase the girls over, or not yet going over natural bridge, bringing the girls down the bridge, so therefore doing exactly what Katt, rest in fucking peace, mate, and Greeno suggest, which is that bridge guy was on the far side, not the start side, and then went past the girls and then turned and doubled back, rounding them up. Then took them on a quad bike, or down to the quad bike across the hill. I don't know. It's a little bit confusing because of the second sketch to me, but hey, I'm just a stupid pleb and I don't understand a lot of things. It takes a long time for some things to sink in, but I just find the theory in itself fascinating. The theory is Romeo, Romeo. Now, people might think, why for art thou Romeo is, why the fuck are you paying me attention? Or why are you like you are? No. Why for art thou is, where for art thou is, where's your head out? Why are you who you are? That fits with the creep. That fits with the creep as a known person. So, sleuth intuition, his theory, obviously go and watch it yourself, but, a young man, younger than 18, crush, wants to make an impact with Valentine's gift and offering. Maybe that is a teddy bear under his blue coat. And he sets up a romantic scene across Deer Creek and goes to take Libby and Abby there, leading them down and then driving them across the natural bridge. They're not running out of the creek, they're running down to the creek to try to get away. And that's when Libby lost the sneaker. Because this was love gone wrong. This was Romeo being spurned. He's a creep. After Anthony Shots has shown some attention, I guess. I mean, who wants the local creep? Libby has standards. Libby is fun, talented. She has self-esteem, perhaps, that is so far beyond being drawn in by the local creep. And sleuth intuition says she laughs, he loses it. I want to know also, though, if he's there to woo, what is he brought to kill? So is this a bare hand killing? Is this a grabbing of things around? I know there's talk of, possibly this is grab something that's sharp and sticky, as in a sharp stick. Driven through someone's throat. That is terrible but true. I've always felt that Abby was drowned. Maybe Libby was killed in a passionate rage, Abby has run toward Deer Creek, wanting to cross to get back up, to run up to the bridge, and she's been drowned. Because I can't shake. It's a silly feeling. I just feel that she was drowned. But it's a really fantastic video by Sleuth. The intro is beautiful. There's beautiful music and imagery, and it's very respectful. His videos are always very respectful. Sorry again, of course, I'm very tired. People say that they would prefer me to sit in front of the camera and that these videos are even more annoying than my normal ones. I'm very tired from work and I couldn't do it, but I was watching the video on the way home and at home, and I enjoyed it. I found it interesting and intriguing, and I was commenting just with this commentary diarrhea, and I thought, well, stop this. Because you do this, this is why you make your own videos. So, hello, I'm making my video about it. I'm a month late, but it was interesting. But the main point I wanted to make is, where did that second, but made first, apparently. Sorry, I've been yelling a little bit too, sorry. Where did that sketch of the younger person come from then? Because in the scenario from Sleuth, there were no witnesses and he wasn't on the trails. Maybe someone saw him in another place. And maybe the dog walker did have this conversation, but she apparently, according to some, gave the image of the older person. And this is the younger sketch we're talking about, right? The murderer. Remember that presser when the younger sketch was released? They're the murderer. So who gave that sketch? There can be no witnesses to it. It must be, if it's legitimate and this is the way it's gone, it must be that police have just come up with this because they've got an idea about this person and they just need something to break in the case. Well, if they've got such an idea, these people are usually named and they're just long term, just sitting there on a simmer suspect. Okay? Now, sure, this person might have been considered a minor in some legal regard at the time. They are no longer. So if they were suspected, I don't know. A lot of this case, it seems to point to stranger danger because, just simply because of how difficult it seems to have been for law enforcement to solve it. Sometimes they seem to hold on to one person for decades, but you generally know it, right? You generally know it. In this case, we don't seem to know it. So it does kind of seem like it might have been a bit more random. This case is a head fuck, and there's been so much going on lately that it's so hard to assimilate it all. Is it white noise, or is it a lightning bolt of truth? I don't know. See, as I've said before, even if there was a catfish involved and Libby was being catfished, it doesn't mean that at that time it was anything to do with that. And Oh gosh, there's so many possibilities. Anyway, this is, again, probably so horrible to listen to. I'm very sorry. Thank you, Humanimals, for hanging in there, and leave a comment. Let me know. If you argue with something I say, all I ask is just state it clearly. There's nothing to be afraid of. Just let me know in the comments, because that's why I have this channel. Good night.